Hello, Space Cadets. My name is Sergeant Space Panda, and welcome back to Buried. I know it's been a while since I played this game, and I know there haven't been any updates on the channel lately, but I've been sick. So, I think we were ready to continue. And yeah, the audio is going to cut out for a second because I have to turn it down because it's really loud. I'm sorry. Just be patient with it. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I've been sick lately, which is why there haven't been any updates on the channel because I stupidly forgot to bulk record everything. But anyway, let's get in. It's hard to look beyond his rifle, but the man carrying it is young, with messy, dark hair. His skin is so pale that I wonder if maybe he lives down here. He has the look of a guy who's been cooped up for a little too long. He doesn't seem like the kind of person I'd trust with a gun in a stressful situation. As he sees us in the doorway, he screams and brings the gun up. It is almost directly aimed at my head. Well, do we reason with him, or do we try to attack? Oh, crap, hang on, I gotta turn my mouse off. Again, the music's gonna go quiet, I apologize. I don't want to capture my cursor. Oh, you guys can't see my cursor. Okay, I feel stupid. Anyway, put our hands up or try to attack. Do we reason with him or just fight him? Let's reason with him. I put my hands in the air, surprised at how naturally it feels going into this surrendered state. Maybe it's because this feels like a dream. Maybe it's because I feel like I'll snap awake if the maniac pulls the trigger. Who are you and how did you get here? The man asks harshly. Before we can answer, he continues speaking. I don't recognize you. If you're here, you would have had to sneak by the security mics in the entrance hall. What? I ask, unable to think of anything else to say. Who are you? The man asks. Did you do this? The man eyes us both, and I see something in his eyes that unsettles me. He's scared, but there's something else. Tell him the truth or lie? Well, this isn't necessarily a lie, I guess. I don't think it is anyway. Let's just say we're nobody. We're nobody. Don't shoot us. As long as you don't give me a reason, I won't, the man says. But until I know I can trust you, this barrel is going to stay aimed right where it is. Someone knocked the power out, the man says. It's back on now, but if it was out long enough, well, we're in a heap of trouble. Was it you? Who sent you? Look, we don't know what you're talking about, Dennis says. Something happened out in the woods. Are you alone? Are there others with you? The armed man asks, thrusting the gun in my face. How the hell did we get into this situation, I think to myself. If only I had left that damn ringing noise alone, we wouldn't be here. I'm not really sure if we want to give this guy information yet. We don't know anything about him. Then again, he might have answers. Do we say just us, or do we say we're looking for our... Well, there isn't anyone with us, but we are looking for our crew. Maybe he knows where they are. Let's tell him. We have other crew members that we can't find, I say. Your crew, he asks, seeming confused. If this man thinks that we're nuts, there's no telling what he might do. The fact that he looks a little crazy himself makes the situation even hairier. But how'd you get in here? The man asks. I point down the hall towards the subway. We came in that way. The doors weren't locked. His expression calms a bit, but I'm still very aware of the gun that is level less than a foot away from my face. Please put the gun down or grab his gun. Let's ask him politely. Let's be polite. You ask the man calmly to put his gun down. The only way I'm putting this rifle down is after I've blown your brains out, the man says. Well, seems being nice isn't going to be very helpful, is it? With that, he uses the muzzle of the gun to flip my hard hat onto the floor. It's a childish move, a playground tactic at best, but it's sufficient to show me that he knows he's in control now. He then levels the rifle at Dennis, and I can only assume it's because his wounds make him appear to be the weaker of us. The man takes a shaky step forward. Dennis looks back and forth between the barrel of the gun and me, his eyes pleading for help. Step between them or stay back. Step between them! Don't be a puss! Don't be a little bitch. Before I'm fully aware of what I'm doing, I step out in front of Dennis. The barrel of the rifle is nearly touching my chest now. Both Dennis and the man seem a little confused at my action, and I do my best to swallow down my fear. I don't know what's going on here, I say. But we are here by mistake. Well, you have no business here, the man says, but now that the power is on, I think you might be too late anyway. For what? I ask. But he doesn't answer me. Instead, he steps forward and actually pushes me backwards with the end of the rifle. We are here by mistake. The man then repeats a question he asked before, one that makes no sense and honestly makes me think he might be a little crazy. Who sent you? He asks. But he
You
doesn't
assholes
answer
from
me.
the Pentagon?
Instead, he steps forward and actually
I'm not
pushes
quite
me
sure how to
backwards with
take
the
this
end of the
question.
rifle.
Is this guy joking?
The man then repeats a
No,
question
what
he
the hell
asked
are you
before,
talking
one that
about?
makes no
Yeah, I'm
sense
the
and
president.
honestly makes me think he might be a little
He
crazy.
seems kind of psycho crazy,
Who
so
sent
let's
you?
not
He
be a dick.
asks. You assholes from the
No,
Pentagon?
I say, we're just loggers.
I'm not quite
Something
sure how
blew
to
up
take
and my
this
friend got
question.
hurt.
Is
We're
this
looking
guy
for the rest of our
joking?
crew.
No, what
Likely
the hell are you
story,
talking about?
the man
I'm the
says.
president.
But I can see a flicker of recognition in his face that makes me think he might believe me.
Let's not
Still,
be a dick.
his grip on the gun is as tight as
No,
ever.
I say, we're just
The look on his
loggers.
face makes me think he'll shoot
Something
at any
blew up and my
moment.
friend got hurt.
You
We're
both
looking
just
for the rest
stand
of our
still,
crew.
he says. Sooner or
Likely
later, someone will
story,
come along
the
and I'll
man
turn you
says.
over. But I can see a
He
flicker of
thrust the
recognition
gun
in his
forward
face
as
that makes
if
me think he might believe
it has
me.
an invisible bayonet
Still,
on it. His grip on the
there's no
gun is
need
as
for
tight
that,
as
I
ever.
tell him.
The look on
I
his
have no
face makes me
guarantee
think
that he
he'll
won't
shoot
pull
at
the
any
trigger.
moment. Look,
You
Dennis
both says,
stand still.
we
He
don't
says,
want any trouble.
Sooner or later,
We're just as
someone will come
confused
along
as
and
you
I'll
are.
turn you over.
Then, in a movement so
He
fast
again
that I just
thrusts the
about
gun
miss it,
forward as if
Dennis lunges
it has an
forward.
invisible bayonet
I have
on
no
it.
idea how he is moving
There's
so
no need for
fast.
that, just
I
30
tell him.
seconds ago, I
I
was
have no
worried about
guarantee
how
that he
close to
won't pull
death
the
he
trigger.
looked.
But
Look,
now he's
Dennis
moving
says,
lightning fast.
we
His
don't
left arm
want any
coming down on the
trouble.
barrel
We're
of the
just
gun
as
like a
confused as
club.
you are.
Then, in a movement so fast
In the
that I just
commotion, the
about
man
miss it,
does pull the
Dennis
trigger.
lunges
The
forward.
booming noise is
I have
deafening,
no
and
idea
there's
how
a
he is
moment when I
moving
think
so
I've been hit.
fast.
Just 30
It
seconds
takes a
ago, I was
clinging
worried
noise of the
about how
round
close to
tearing into the
death he
floor at my
looked.
feet to help me
But now
realize
he's
that I
moving
have not
lightning
been shot.
fast.
His left arm coming down
That's
on the barrel
always
of the
good.
gun like
Getting
a
shot's
club.
never fun.
I look to the
In the
floor and
commotion,
see
the
where the
man
shot missed
does
my
pull
right
the
leg by
trigger.
less than 3 inches.
The booming
I'm
noise is
paralyzed.
deafening, and there's a moment when I
shock
think
for
I've
a
been
moment
hit.
as Dennis and the man
It takes
fight
a
over
clinging
possession
noise
of
of
the
the
round
rifle.
tearing into the floor at my feet to help me realize
do
that
you
I
need
have
to put
not
the
been
dots
shot.
in between
That's
paralyzed
always
and in
good.
shock?
Getting
That's
shot's
not.
never fun.
You should have said I'm paralyzed
I
and
look to
shocked
the
for
floor
a
and see
moment.
where the shot missed my right leg by less than 3 inches.
That's
I'm
just
paralyzed.
that's crappy
In
placement.
shock for a moment as Dennis
Sorry.
and the man fight over
There's
possession
a
of the
fire
rifle.
extinguisher on the wall. I could
Why?
use as a bludgeon,
Why
but I
do
might
you
not
need
have
to
enough
put the
time to grab
dots
it
in
before
between
Dennis is
paralyzed and in
overpowered.
shock? That's not. You
Punch
should have
him
said I'm
square in the
paralyzed
face.
in shock for a moment.
Screaming a fire extinguisher to punch him.
God, that's
Use your
just
fist.
that's
Just
crappy
the fury.
placement.
Dennis
Sorry.
has the man pinned to the
There's
floor.
a fire
but isn't strong
extinguisher
enough
on
to
the
keep
wall
him
I
down.
could use as a bludgeon,
As I
but I
fall
might
to
not
the
have
floor
enough
to
time to
help,
grab it
to
before
help.
Dennis is
The barrel of
overpowered.
the rifle swings right in front of my face.
Punch him
A
square in the
reminder of how
face.
close I had come to being
Screaming a
shot.
fire extinguisher to punch
On my
him.
knees now, I
Use
deliver
your
a
fist.
hard,
Fist
stiff
of
punch
fury.
to the man's face.
Dennis has the man pinned to the floor, but isn't strong enough to keep him down.
Really.
As I fall
I'm
to
not
the floor to
usually
the help,
brawling
to
type.
help. The
Still,
barrel of the
it is
rifle swings
apparently
right in front of my
effective. The man's
face,
head
a reminder of
snaps
how
back
close
hard
I
and his
had
grip on the
come to
gun
being
loosens.
shot. On my knees
Well,
now, I
that's what
deliver a
happens when
hard,
you punch
stiff
somebody in the
punch to the
face.
man's face.
Dennis grabs the
I
gun
don't
and
punch
falls to
someone
the floor,
often.
clearly winded and in
Not,
pain.
never,
Our
really.
tackler
I'm
is
not usually the
immobilized, and I can
brawling
feel a
type.
shift in the situation.
Still, it is apparently effective. The
although he
man's
is
head
basically
snaps
harmless
back
now, I
hard
feel
and
the
his
need
grip
to
on the
pummel
gun
him.
loosens.
A desire that builds with
Well,
each
that's
second
what
I look
happens
at
when
him.
you punch somebody in the face. Dennis grabs the
We're
gun
not
and falls to
gonna
the
be
floor,
bad. We're
clearly
not
winded and in
gonna
pain.
so we're just gonna
Our
stand back,
tackler
step back.
is immobilized, and I can feel a shift
He's
in the
definitely out
situation.
now, not a threat.
Yeah, although he
Well,
is
this is what
basically
they think.
harmless now, I feel the need to pummel
damn
him.
it.
A desire that builds with each
One more
second I look at
swift kick in
him.
my direction, connect with my forehead.
Yeah, we're not going to be a drag. We're not going to make the crowd this poor little scared kid, so we're just going to stand up and step back.
Despite me then to defend himself.
He's definitely out now, not a threat. Or at least that's what I think. God damn it. He surprises me by mustering one more swift kick in my direction, connect with my forehead. My eyelid swells to the size of a grape almost immediately. Seems like this last attack is more to spite me than to defend himself. I stumble back and ready myself for another round of blows, but he just slouches into the floor. He's done. What a dick. I shall punch him. Instantly hands the rifle over to me. I take it with shaking hands. I can't